and we wanted to come forward what we think is the biggest trend moving forward in the digital commerce space to 2020. So we've came up with a name for it. We've called it Programmatic Commerce. Our definition is where consumers and businesses allow technology to make purchase decisions on their behalf based on pre-programmed parameters and learned preferences. That's quite difficult to say, and I know quite difficult to take in within the first statement. So we've pulled together a video, which we'll touch on in a minute, that should make it a little bit clearer. But why now for programmatic commerce? Well, we've seen from the presentation before the proliferation of intelligent devices. So they're landing and they're establishing themselves in everyone's homes. This, plus consumers, and not just millennials, becoming increasingly comfortable to share their data with people they trust, we think equals consumers' confidence to allow devices to make repeat purchases on their behalf. So we'll play the video now, and then what I'll do is I'll pick out a few of the key themes straight afterwards. Okay, can we play the video?
Morning has broken, and so has Robert's coffee machine. Motion sensors detect that he's awake, alerting him to the problem, and that an engineer is on their way. The machine informs him that his coffee's running low too, and displays his preferences to automatically replenish his coffee supplies. In the kitchen, Robert is recognised by the fridge's beacon technology and presented with a status update on its contents. Other products they've run out of have been automatically added to the family's grocery store app. So it takes Robert's wife Sally just a second to confirm the order. Driving to work, Robert selects voice recognition and starts a conversation with the car's digital assistant, which alerts him to his son's upcoming birthday. Based on this son's profile, the digital assistant displays a great idea for a gift, which Robert chooses to order and have sent along with the family grocery delivery. As Robert continues his drive, automatic sensors in his car tyres detect they'll need replacing soon and relay this information back to the manufacturer's database. This intelligence enables the manufacturer to anticipate demand for tyres right across the country and allocate stock accordingly to the areas that need it. Both the groceries and Robert's son's present are delivered right on time and safely left in the family car, with access to the boot enabled via secure PIN technology, and all confirmed via the delivery driver's smartphone. Welcome to the world of programmatic commerce, where technology takes the trouble out of repetitive purchases.
Okay, so let's pick out some of the key things. So the first one is, we think the consideration path to a number of products, specifically in the FMCG space, will reduce. So today, people make a choice each time they choose the product. In the future, based on a set of parameters, we think people will be happy to pass that decision over to machines, thus saving them a lot of time. And what's the impact of that? Well, if you're in the FMCG space or you own a product, we've been kicking around the concept of lock-in, lock-out. So if you've managed to lock your product into that selection, then great, you hold that customer for an extended purchasing cycle. If you don't and you're locked out, then the ability to get that customer back becomes increasingly costly and difficult. The second is the role of the digital assistant. So we know there's a fight in the market at the moment across Apple and across Google, etc., become the digital assistant of choice. But we absolutely think they're going to establish themselves in the market and people will get confidence in them. And the impact of that? Consumers and B2B buyers will allow digital assistants to filter results on their behalf. And we think that will fundamentally change the way that we use and see search and browse today. And finally, from demand creation to anticipation. So the example that we used in the video was the tyres automatically updating the tyre replacement outlet. A booking was due within 2 or 3 weeks' time. Now presently, organisations have to stock for the potential of that. requirements, moving forward, data will inform them earlier. The potential impact of that could be far-reaching and massive. If we think about anticipated ordering, it could potentially balance supply and demand, and more importantly, provide huge efficiency gains for both supply chains and manufacturing. So what does it mean for your business? Well, if you're in the B2B space, we think more sales will be automated. So if we use the example of sensor-based replenishment, and the salesperson will be more about setting up the initial relationship and then configuring the rules for the future. For FMCG, and this is big, we think the shopper marketing mix will absolutely need to be reviewed. So moving forward, having your product chosen at the point of configuration, we think will be more important than where it sits on a shelf. And finally, for retailers, the consideration path will change based on the support of digital assistants, and defining and understanding your role within that will be pretty key.